heat is on. Summer in Tel Aviv, summer on the shores of the Mediterranean Sea. The sky is bright and clear. But what about the path to the final? Clouds in the sky for someone, perhaps. Even in a place like this, the sun cannot shine on everyone. Great gymnasts will miss out. Somebody will not progress. But it will be enormously enjoyable to watch the journey, because for every single one of the gymnasts involved in the qualification process in individual rhythmic gymnastics here in Tel Aviv, they have proven themselves to exist on this plane. To be at a European Championships puts you in a select group. Very few will ever accomplish what you have accomplished. Whether they make it, whether they don't, they have played their part in furthering rhythmic gymnastics in their country, in developing their sport in their home. And wherever your home is, it's wonderful to have your company. It is a pleasure to be talking to you today from Tel Aviv in Israel and the 38th Rhythmic Gymnastics European Championships. My name's Ollie Hogben, and I'll be talking to you over the course of today and through the finals that are taking place tomorrow and Sunday. For this is the last day of individual qualification at the European Championships of Rhythmic Gymnastics. What do we know so far? Let's start with that of which we can be sure. Sofia Raffaelli of Italy is the pace setter, but not by much. 2.5 tenths, that's all, over Boriana Kalin of Bulgaria. Then there is daylight by about 1.5 marks. Her teammate Stiliana Nikolova is in third place. Then there is further daylight. Victoria Onoprienka is a couple of marks and then some behind that. She is only 0.5 mark ahead of Yekaterina Vedenieva of Slovenia, and there is your top 5 as things stand. Let's look further down the order to the magic marker. That is 24th position, occupied at the moment by Hélène Karbanov of France. The gymnasts that will be keeping a particular eye on today are the likes of Arzu Jalilova of Azerbaijan, Marfa Ekimova of Great Britain, and Paraskevi Giannopoulou of Greece. They are very close. And indeed, Polina Murashko and Fausta Shostakoite of Lithuania, they're all within a tolerance of around about a mark below Hélène Karbanov. Lily Ramanaccio of France is a place above Karbanov in 23rd. She has about 0.5 mark or so on Karbanov. So essentially I'm just throwing numbers at you here and hoping that you've got a pen and paper, you're writing it down, or maybe you're staring at a graphic on your device at the moment that's got all of the scores on it. If I have bombarded you and bamboozled you with numeracy, don't worry, we'll get further into it in more minute detail as the competition goes on. But I think it's worth knowing where we are at the moment, because then we can throw ourselves into merely enjoying the gymnastics once the competition actually gets underway here in Tel Aviv. We have a change to the order from yesterday. The groups have been jumbled up, so we start with the third set of gymnasts from yesterday, set C, then we move to set D. That is the group that has in it Sofia Raffaelli, Boriana Kalin, Stiliana Nikolova, the top 3. Then we move to Group A. There'll be a brief break for the formal opening ceremony of this competition, and then we will enjoy Set B to round off our coverage here on this, the final day of your working week, if you're a conventional Monday to Friday kind of person. I'm sure that many of you have set aside a lot of time today. Maybe you've taken some time off work, maybe you're just hoping nobody will notice you sitting there watching all of this on your laptop in the office. It's great to have you with us for all of the action on a big day of qualification. Whatever time of day or night it is for you in your home today is Tel Aviv. Your home is rhythmic gymnastics. The Maxim of this competition is imagine the impossible. It is not simply a slogan designed to sell some merchandise. This really does work for this competition. This is an open field. It is unpredictable. We really are not sure which way it's going to go. So indeed, it is time to imagine the impossible in Tel Aviv.
From Israel, Regina Davidov. From Georgia, Bella Kobaladze.
Our erstwhile Master of Ceremonies, Niels Daniel, is introducing the judges as we speak. They will be assessing the gymnasts. I'm sure this is common knowledge to many of you watching, but those of you who are new to rhythmic gymnastics, they're assessing in 3 categories. They will assess difficulty, which is marked positively from 0 upwards. Everything you do within the code of points earns you credit. And then they'll be marking execution and artistry using a negative scoring method by taking deductions away.
Line judges will be from Poland, Anna Mrozinska, and from Spain.
So we have 3 categories, therefore, that are being assessed. The renewed artistry category that has been added back into this code of points. So that's why if you are watching rhythmic gymnastics for the first time in a little while, you will be seeing some higher scores than you've been used to in the previous cycle of rhythmic gymnastics due to that artistry score.
And from Serbia, Milena Relin-Tatic. Artistry judges from Austria, Marion Shuch. From Azerbaijan, Nigar Abdusalimova. From Croatia, Mirjana Stacic.
Now we already know who has qualified for the hoop and ball finals. What we are not sure of yet is who will qualify for clubs and ribbon, but we'll know that by the end of the day today. So that's another thing that I will attempt to keep you up to speed with. But we won't get ourselves too excited about clubs and ribbon qualification positions until really towards the end of the day, because we've got far too many gymnasts to start counting chickens before they've hatched.
The superior judges, ladies and gentlemen, from the Czech Republic, Blanka Mlenkova.
All in all, you'll see around 70 athletes today taking to the competition floor. They'll each perform 2 routines. So this is the second half of qualification.
Evangelia Trikomiti. We also welcome our technical committee member, Pankri Sirventmuts. And finally, European Gymnastics Technical Committee President, Dominic Muller-Laut.
We've also had the junior championships taking place here as well. Some history-making results in the junior competition. We'll come back to that in a short while. The start list for the first group of gymnasts taking to the floor with clubs and ribbon today. This is set C.
Tonight we will see the opening ceremony of
We'll be seeing some gymnasts we haven't seen so far, like Karina Gerkman-Selajova of Slovenia. And then some familiar faces that we enjoyed watching yesterday. Elen Karbonov, number 14 in the order there. Key performer we're going to be keeping an eye on today, for she occupies 24th place, the magic 24th position in qualification. The top 24 will make it through to the all-around final. Not every gymnast is undertaking all-around qualification. You have to do 3 routines to be eligible for the all-around qualification process.
It is time to rock and roll on the competition.
If you do 4 routines, the weakest of those will be discarded. And so we begin. Welcome, one and all. And it's a warm welcome to Karina Gerkman-Selajova of Slovenia. Her first ever European Championships at senior level. She has been a junior national champion, the 15-year-old from Ljubljana, competing with the clubs.
There was a disco that got
It's a really nice routine by a promising young athlete. Regrettably did have one loss of contact with the apparatus, but otherwise that was an assured display from Karina Gerkman-Salojova of Slovenia.
And here's the very first ribbon routine of the day. Athlete from Slovakia, Adriana.
Just slightly misjudged the trajectory. Not too far away. Representing Slovakia, competing with the ribbon, it's Adriana Timková. Gymnast who was the all-around national championship bronze medalist in May. She also, when competing for Czech Republic, won a silver medal with the ribbon at the national championships of 2020. From Slovakia, Adriana Timková, actually born in the second city of Czech Republic, Brno, and this her senior European Championship debut. Had some drift with the ribbon.
20 years old, she was born in Brno in the Czech Republic. These are her second
solid-looking illusion turns.
Holland in 2016, the second in Israel.
And the score for Karina Gerkman-Salojova, 23.75. We'll be seeing her competing with the ribbon in just a moment. Well, I say just a moment, more than just a moment. We've got another 15 or so performances to come. To a very key performer from yesterday, Katerina Vedenieva of Slovenia. 5th place overnight in all-around qualification.
Кружатся листья над головой. С кем тебе
different sort of routine from what we've been used to in recent years from Ekaterina Vedenieva, who so often has favoured very classical music. But nothing changes the great elegance she has that underpins all of her gymnastics. Wonderful balletic form.
And here's Slovakia
She can work with just about any form of orchestration. When you have such fundamentally strong technique, you can, can't you? 21.85 with the ribbon for Timkova. She'll be performing all 4 exercises. From Slovakia, Mihaela Žadková. 16-year-old is the reigning national all-around champion. She trains at TJ Sokol in the beautiful city of Bratislava. Well received by the crowd here in the expo. Mihaela Žadková of Slovakia.
Major event so far was the Junior World Championships in Moscow, where she was part of the junior group of Slovakia.
With the ball.
So now an individual event for her.
25.75 with the hoop.
And there's a score for Ekaterina Vedenieva, 31.750.
31.75 for Ekaterina Vedenieva of Slovenia, an 8.85 execution score. And that's going to be really, in many ways, the story of this competition, because Vedenieva posts consistently high execution with a slightly lower difficulty than some of her peers. Antonina Sagu of Moldova.
Her name was Juliet, some girl that I just met for dinner at this place on Lafayette. Well, I'm not liking what I hear. In what kind of hemisphere do the lions all get led around by deer? You gotta be careful, fooling with nature, 'cause pretty soon nature will start fooling with you. He took a mouthful of a little red apple, but that mouthful was a little too much to chew. My apologies to all concerned. If you play with fire, your fingers might get burned. So make me work harder at getting you closer, 'cause the harder I'm working, the better you'll do.
If you're one of those people that exhausts your friends by talking constantly about gymnastics, you get on very well with Antonina Sagu. She has this wonderful notebook where she makes detailed observations on rhythmic gymnastics topics such as mastery, composition requirements. She's got lovely penmanship, sets out these beautiful notes, uploads them to social media. So there are many of you, I'm sure, who have a real kindred spirit in Antonina Sargu, a great scholar of this sport, the young athlete from the east of Moldova. 25.15 with the ribbon for Mihaela Žadková.
Ladies and gentlemen, is coming from the Czech Republic.
Positive score for her.
Teresa Stanková.
From Jihlava in the centre of Czech Republic, Teresa Stanková. Her senior international debut began with the hoop yesterday. She scored 26.65.
Sea la noche en la que la conocí, malditos sean sus ojos, sus gestos, su boca, ese beso que me desarmó, maldito sea el amor que me pegó la razón, que era de peña, es una mentirosa, malvada y peligrosa, no la puedo controlar, que era de peña.
I mentioned yesterday that she has trained in kickboxing. Well, that was a fighter's performance from Teresa Stanková of the Czech Republic. It did not quite work. Almost from the beginning, she had a problem with the ribbon wrapped around, but she just battled her way through it as best as possible. And you have to admire an athlete who just keeps on going, keeps on going. She's composed of stern stuff, young Teresa Stanková. It's 23 for Sargu.
It's 18 years old. She was
that has her in provisional fourth place in the all-around, but as I mentioned earlier, we won't talk a great deal about that at this early stage. We will talk about this, though. Ekaterina Vedenieva, first inquiry of the day. We only had a couple yesterday in the all-around qualification process, but they were very significant, particularly in the ball qualification standings, where Margarita Kolosov of Germany gained 4/10 after an inquiry, and that actually put her into the ball final as the seventh strongest qualifier, and relegated Adi Katz to first reserve when she thought that she had actually earned a place in the final. So we shall update you just as soon as we can on the state of play with that inquiry. Meanwhile, 21.35 with the ribbon for Teresa Stanková. Good to see her teammate now. Gaia Garofalo of Czech Republic. A nice chance for us now to see the reigning national champion with the ribbon, as well as the 2 years in a row all-around national champion. She spends a lot of time in Turin.
Gaia Garofalo.
One certainly can see how it is that routine won a national championship. There's a confidence to the way that Gaia Garofalo performs with the ribbon, and it's easy to see just how that would have gone straight to #1 spot in the national championships. She's got some very nice pattern work with the ribbon. Pretty solid executing the boomerang throw. Big amplitude at the end of the routine.
So the next gymnast, ladies and gentlemen, is coming from Azerbaijan. Let's welcome Zora Agamirova.
We see a gymnast now who was in good form yesterday. From Azerbaijan, Zora Agamirova. 7th place in all-around qualification at the halfway mark. 30+ scores with her first 2 pieces. She certainly can carry a thumper of a tune, can't she, Zora Agamirova? Very good day yesterday. Now the question is, how does this fit in?
There's a score for Gaia.
Very big reaction from her at the conclusion of the routine. A few little moments of difficulty with the apparatus here and there, a few problems here and there, but some very solid moments as well. 25 from Gaia Garofalo. Well done to her. We move to Silva Sargsyan of Armenia. 25.7 for both of her pieces yesterday. Gymnast from Yerevan.
Je veux qu'on m'écoute, oui, je veux qu'on comprenne. Je veux aimer savoir pourquoi je suis là. Je vais au Pôle emploi, le moral est là. Et je vais démarrer, enfin je démarre, vite, j'en ai marre, je vais démarrer de suite, parce que vous en dites. Oh, dites-moi ce que vous en dites.
a really difficult moment, didn't she,
Thank you,
with the
Silva.
ribbon. Silva Sargsyan moved fast to save the apparatus from landing out of
And we have
bounds.
the score for Zora from
He's
Azerbaijan.
a student at the University of Lesgaft.
31.2,
That was quite a reach. Other times, as there, she judged the trajectory well.
Next gymnast, ladies and gentlemen,
Front
from
attitude
Azerbaijan,
pirouette had
let's
good
welcome
height
Azu
in the raised leg.
Jalilova.
It's a very secure mark for Zora Agamirova. She's done brilliantly, 94.4. That will be very comfortable now going into the ribbon routine, knowing that she only needs 3 scores. Azu Jalilova of Azerbaijan. Agamirova's teammate will now compete with the clubs. Had a very good ball routine, 31.25. Not so good with the hoop, 26.9. So big day for her now. Got a nice change in the middle of the routine that she deals ever so well with choreographically. Skilled performer. Clubs was actually her weakest element at the national championships early this year.
22.050
Bronze medalist.
for Sargsyan, Armenia.
She's the all-around silver medalist behind Zora Agamirova.
The next gymnast is also coming from Armenia. Let's welcome Mary Pogosyan.
22.05 for Silva Sargsyan of Armenia. Mary Pogosyan, another gymnast from Yerevan. And she is the reigning national champion.
I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop her. I'm gonna work harder.
There's something about that choice of orchestration which really heightens one's awareness of Mary Pogosyan's story, having actually managed to turn from group gymnast at junior level to individual at senior level. You do have to work harder, you do have to be a real survivor to make that transition. She's done incredibly well. There are a few of them here and there that have gone from group to individual. Indeed, in the group, we'll see the same in reverse. Group competition that begins tomorrow. But yeah, really very impressive.
Ladies and gentlemen,
30.45 for Basu Jalilova.
The next gymnast is coming from
In
France.
an absolute shock, we have an inquiry from the Azerbaijan delegation. Bet you didn't see that one coming. They are assiduous, the Azerbaijan squad, in their measurement of difficulty, so they've inquired there. We'll bring you an update on that in due course. To Lily Ramonaccio of France, competing with the clubs. The latest in the mighty Ramonaccio family is Lily. Her grandfather competed at the Olympic Games in canoe slalom.
And a score for
Her aunt Carolina, former professional basketball player. Her cousin Camille is a world champion in canoe slalom. I mean, what a remarkable group of people they are. Now they've got a national champion as well. We're going to see her finishing her campaign with the ribbon, and she is the French champion with the ribbon. 22 for Mary Pogosyan of Armenia. Our first chance to see Victoria Jociute of Lithuania. Senior international debut for her, but she did compete at the Junior European Championships in Kyiv, and she was the junior all-around national champion last year.
When are you gonna come down? When are you gonna land? I should have stayed on the farm. I should have listened to my old man. Maybe you'll get a replacement. There's plenty like me to be found. Long those who ain't got a penny, sniff of a tidbit like you on the ground. Back to my plow. You know they can't hold you forever. I'm not a present for your plans to open. This boy's too young to be saying love.
Victoria Giucati.
What a nice gymnast to watch, Victoria Giucati of Lithuania.
תודה רבה.
Really brings a smile to your face, doesn't it, watching her perform. Control the catch into the walkover very well. Rapid movement, generally very good judge of trajectory throughout the routine. 29.95 for Lily Ramanaccio. She was the gymnast in 23rd place in all-around qualification overnight. Now, two for the price of one, Arzu Jalilova. Another inquiry from the Azerbaijan camp. So we've got 3 inquiries in process at the moment, in progress, I should say. Hélène Karbanov of France, the gymnast who was 24th at the halfway mark in all-around qualification. Big couple of routines coming up for her now. She's the national champion with the clubs.
Merci Hélène, thank you.
Hélène Karbanov of France. Largely speaking, a well-executed routine, but we cannot ignore a real trajectory issue. There it was. The problem is the number of steps she had to take to retrieve the apparatus. It will carry some big deductions, regrettably, but she can discard one score. Victoria Giucati, 23.1 for her. Fausta Šostakaitė of Lithuania, one of the gymnasts who'll be hoping to push up today towards that magic number 24. She had a 29.3 with the hoop, a 28 with the ball yesterday. It's a very compact field when you get into the mid-20s.
Representing Lithuania.
In in terms of the positions at the halfway mark. A lot of very fine gymnasts trying to get one of those last couple of places in the all-around final, and she's one of them. Fausta Shostakáite.
Let's go to Hungary. Here's a close routine of Hanna Pana-Wiesner.
27.6 with the clubs for Elen Karbanov. From Hungary, Hanna Pana-Wiesner. Very accomplished day yesterday, 30.9 with the hoop, 30.2 with the ball.
Thank you, Hanna Pana-Wiesner.
Hanna Pana-Wiesner was 14th at the halfway mark. This her final performance in all-around qualification. Not too many steps taken to retrieve the apparatus. We'll see what impact that has on the score. 25.7 with the ribbon. Fausta Shostakáite. Be an important clubs routine coming up for her.
And to the next gymnast, ladies and gentlemen, from Romania, let's welcome Andreea Verdes.
We have just 3 more performances to come in the first half for this group of gymnasts. Andreea Verdes of Romania scored a 30.45 with the hoop, a 30.1 with the ball, decently positioned overnight. Now competing with the ribbon.
Se dice que soy fea, que camino a lo malevo, que soy chueca, que me muevo con aire, con valor, que parezco un dinosaurio, mi nariz de puntiagudo, la figura no me ayuda y mi boca es un buzón. Critican si ya la línea perdí, se fijan si vos, si ven. Se dice muchas cosas, más el mundo me interesa, porque pierden la cabeza ocupándose de mí. Yo sé que hay muchos que desprecian con mentiras y suspiran y se mueren cuando piensan en mi amor. Si fea soy, pongámosle que de eso ya yo me enteré. Más la fealdad que Dios me dio, mucha mujer me la envidió y no dirán que me creí porque modesta siempre fui. Yo soy así. Critican si ya la línea perdí, se fijan si vos. Se dicen muchas cosas, más el mundo me interesa, porque pierden la cabeza ocupándose de mí. Ay, yo sé que hay muchos que desprecian con mentiras y suspiran y se mueren cuando piensan en mi amor. Y más de uno se derrite si suspiro y se quedan si los miro resoplando con temor. Si fea soy, pongámosle que de eso ya yo me enteré. Más la fealdad que Dios me dio, mucha mujer me la envidió y no dirán que me creí porque modesta siempre fui. Yo soy así.
Quietly successful, perhaps the term one might use to describe Andreea Verdes of Romania, the 21-year-old from Iași has been around for a fair old while now. Good, consistent performer. And she was positioned 18th at the overnight halfway stage. Well-controlled catch into the backwards walkover. She had a good unsighted boomerang throw retrieval as well in the routine. 28.15 for Hanna Panavisner. Now to Fanny Pignitsky of Hungary. Started with a difficult hoop routine, 27.95. Great performance with the ball, 31.45. We never count out Fanny Pignitsky. If in the sport of rhythmic gymnastics you gave out gold medals based on people working hard, based on determination, you'd have none left after you'd been to Fanny Pignitsky. This is a gymnast who had a fractured foot at the start of the year. It's unbelievable that she's recovered in time for this competition.
And the last gymnast for this round.
Quick thinking, you have to make a split-second decision with the apparatus. She made the right one. 28.95 with the ribbon for Andrea Verdes. That is the strongest mark we've seen with the ribbon thus far. To Annalisa Dragan of Romania. She was positioned overnight in 17th place. Another gymnast who had a very fine day yesterday.
Thank you.
30.1 with the hoop, 30.75 with the ball, all pretty promising.
And it is 29.250.
Lots of nice work in this routine.
And in the all-around, she's got 88.650. Pignitsky, Hungary. Soon we will have the score
29.25
for Romania.
with the clubs
And I remind you,
running
ladies and
Ignitski.
gentlemen,
It'll be
that we
interesting
have,
to see what happens with the ribbon for her, as to whether she's got a secure place in the all-around competition. She was 22nd overnight. Confirmation of those inquiries that are in progress. Vedenieva, Agamirova and Jalilova.
ערעורים, שניים מאזרבייג'אן ואחד מסלובניה. We have
update you on those just as soon as we can.
One for Gamirova.
And we'll also have the score coming in a moment for Annalisa Dragan.
Vedenieva, Slovenia. So we will wait till we hear the results, the final results of the inquiries, and then we can move on. No? After. Okay, sorry. My mistake, מתנצל, אנחנו נשמע את התוצאות של הערעורים רק בסוף כל המכשירים. So we will have the results of all the inquiries just at the end of all the apparatus. So we can actually move on, but first the score for Dragan, Romania, 29.7.
We have confirmation from the Master of Ceremonies, or one of our two Master of Ceremonies, that will have the inquiry results at the end of the next rotation.
We're a little bit ahead of schedule, ladies.
29.7 for Annalisa Dragan with the ribbon. And this is what we're going to see in the next group of gymnasts, the next rotation. It's the same group, set C.
Time for the second rotation.
So the final chance to see all of these athletes in qualification. We're going to see Luca Lovas of Hungary as well for the first time.
From Slovenia, here is Karina Gertman-Salaviova.